Greetings, people. It's Mr. Pull the Trigger yet again on another episode of the Enlightenment series. So this is a continuation of the previous episode, the one to which I promised you that I'm going to bring you the entire conversation between Becky, and Becky is poor Eneche's wife. The conversation between Becky and Ada. And Ada, as I highlighted earlier, that Ada was working in the school or in the academic institution that belongs to poor Eneche and Becky as a teacher there. So it got to them that Ada knows a lot of things about them. So they are trying to get Ada out of the system. But there's only one way that they can get Ada out of the system, is if Ada can admit to the charges that they are laying against him. And the charges that they are laying against Ada is, Ada, we caught you on a CCTV footage abusing, molesting, and raping school kids within the premises of the school. So Ada, we want you to sign here that you did it. And we want you to resign officially. And Ada is saying, I cannot resign officially. And I cannot admit to something that I did not do. If you have a footage of me doing those things that you are alleging, why are you not taking it to the police station, to the law enforcement, so that they can bring me to justice, so that I can be prosecuted? Because that's criminal, what you have just alleged. But Becky and Paul Eneche, they are saying, we don't want to go that route. We want you to just admit that you did it and resign. And after you resign, we'll give you a resignation benefit or disengagement benefits. The guy is saying, I cannot resign because I don't want to live with a chip on my shoulder. This information will get in the ears of my children tomorrow. What are they going to think of their father? I am not going to leave until my name is cleared. I am not a rapist. I am not a child molester. If you claim to have the proof of what you are accusing me of, take it to the responsible authorities and let me be prosecuted the legal way, instead of blackmailing me with something that does not exist. So, the story behind the story here is Ada, the victim, or the accused, he knows things that they know he knows. And he does not agree with so many things that the Eneche family practice. He does not agree with their heretic teachings. He does not agree with the faking of miracles. So they know if they keep him around, is going to be a problem in future. Because he's forever standing against injustice in this church and at this academic institution. He's always encouraging the followers and all the people around to be conscious of the false gospel, to be alert and put their hands and their eyes to Christ alone. So this is not doing so well with the Eneche family and the administration, because it's disrupting their business activities. Because the Church of Dunamis, it's a business entity. It's a profit-making organization. It's not a not-profit-making organization. It's a profit-making organization. It's more like a business. So whenever someone like Ada becomes a threat, he must be cut off from the system. But before you cut someone like Ada off the system, someone who knows things that Ada knows that no one else knows, before you cut him off, you need to have something on him. The man has been living uprightly. They couldn't find anything on him. They couldn't find a single thing that they can nail on him. So instead, they've accused him of being caught in a CCTV footage, molesting and raping young girls. And they're saying that's your reason. That's the reason why we are dismissing you. But before we dismiss you, let's have a deal. Let's strike a deal with you. Admit that you did it, and we'll give you some disengagement packages. And you have some money for your rentals, and you can start somewhere. And we will write a very good recommendation for you so that wherever you go, they will accept you. When they will ask you, where did you work? And then you give us our institution as reference. And when they call us, we will tell them good things about you. So when we think of it again, when we analyze this, when we become analytical to this deal that Becky is proposing to Ada, why would you want to write a good recommendation to a child molester, to a rapist, if he's really guilty? How low is your integrity that you're willing to put the lives of other children in other academic institutions at risk by sending this criminal to that institution? If he is really a criminal and a rapist, why not take him where he belongs, that is in the prison cell? He is not safe for the community. He's not good to the community. He's a threat to the community if he's a molester or a rapist. Why not reporting him to the police? Why are you instead trying to cut a deal behind the scenes with Ada and make him admit to crimes and sins that he did not commit? Becky, you don't have anything on the guy. Poor Eneche, you don't have anything on the guy. The only thing that you want is for him to admit that he did it, so that you can have something solid to hold on to in case tomorrow he will start exposing your shenanigans. This guy knows too much, and you see him as a threat. That's why you want him out of your compound completely, because Ada is still living within the Dunamis premises. I'm sure they have apartments or houses that they offer to their workers for the school. He's still within the premises and he has refused to leave before his name is cleared. Even though Becky and poor Eneche have tried anything within their power to suffocate this man and make his life a living hell, he said, I'm not going anywhere until you clear my name. Instead, he is suing them. And Becky was saying that don't sue us, because if you sue us, you're not going to get anything. Instead, just admit that you did it and walk away, and we'll give you disengagement packages. That's the conversation you're about to listen to of this manipulative woman called Becky, who was a wife to poor Eneche. You shall know them by their fruits. You can never cover up a flame. God will expose them. God will keep on exposing them. In as much as you remain adamant and not want to listen, a time is coming when the favor and the mercy of Lord will descend upon you and your eyes will be open. Eneche is not of God. Eneche is a liar. He's a manipulator. He's brutal. Does not have the love of Christ. Listen to your prophetess, to your pastor's wife, trying to compel a guy to take a deal for a sin, for a crime that he did not commit, simply because they want to blackmail him tomorrow. Church, Christianity, it's a joke now. It has been made a joke by these clowns. Listen.
I changed my phone, so my numbers became all mixed up. I mistakenly put an app that says they are helping you to arrange your numbers. That any number that will cost twice, they will sweep it. Instead of, they deleted my numbers. Yes, and I couldn't get them back, so that's been the issue. So, Mr. Kochi. Yes, ma'am. You didn't come with the lawyer again? I thought you said you wanted to come.
Yes, I'm alone.
Okay.
Oftentimes when I had invited you tell me you prefer to come with a lawyer. Yes. Okay. Well, since you are here, your lawyer is not actually necessary in this meeting.
No, it's not. So, Mr. Kochi, we're all aware of what the situation is. I want to find out what's your current plan and take on the matter.
When this whole thing happened, I've maintained only one stand: to clear my name. I've labored in this place. I've worked here tirelessly. I've given my all. 7 years of my most youthful life.
You worked 7 years too.
And
If I'm no longer needed, they can ask me to go and I'll go. But to tie me to molestation and 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 kill my name is what I won't take. That's why
I
I've
think
been
that
going.
Okay.
people will allow you to take your time.
No, it's okay. Let's follow Mr. Akoche.
And I think you are just on the defensive.
No, Mr. Paul, no, it's
No,
okay. Don't worry.
just a moment, please. I had, the board had even called the girl. We spoke with her and some other persons that corroborated what she said. So if you are to take it up legally, I don't think it's a battle you can win, very sincerely. But I think that is not why mommy has been very magnanimous about this matter. And I think if you are not on the defensive, you could be given a very soft landing. That's my thinking. That's my thought.
Thank you,
Well,
Mr. Paul. I just wanted to see Mr. Akoche. I pushed for you to be patron.
yes.
I saw you as very zealous and everything. If people felt no, but I felt, why not? And when the whole of this matter came up, this is my stand. All right? My stand is the cameras would not lie. There's a camera you avoided, but there was a blind spot which had a different form of camera quite hidden, which you are not aware of. We have footages, but we don't want to bother with those angles. What I want you to do is to go and put in a resignation letter. Just calmly put in a resignation letter. You have served the school for 7 years, using a chunk of your very youthful and productive years. You wish to move on with your life and you'd like to put in a resignation. You'll be grateful if your application is favorably considered. In that light, if you have a resignation brought in, what we issue to you is an approval of your resignation, and then you are entitled to disengagement packages. If, however, you are not in agreement with what I'm discussing with you, we will give you a release letter. And the release letter comes with no packages, and you have no document to present in another school or in another workplace to say you worked in XYZ. But with a resignation letter, your resignation letter copy is with you, the agreement to your resignation is attached to you, and if you apply in another place, say, so why are you not working in Destiny Academy? You know, I resigned. Why did you resign? I want to move forward with my life. There is no how they will call the school and say, we want to confirm about one of your staff who was working with you. He's here with an application to work with us. What's your recommendation? Over the years, we say, oh, fine. If you find him qualified and he passes all your employment criteria, why not take him? He did a good job. We have done it. It's not one person, it's not two, it's not three. Okay, over the years, both in the church here itself and at least one of the people from the school. That's all I wanted to talk with you about that day. And I'm saying this because this is August almost ending now. Schools are recruiting, parastatals are recruiting. This is recruitment time because people normally recruit and do postings and do placements before September, so that those that are relocating to a new town, relocating to a new area, can relocate their children's schools and all those kind of things. So I am just speaking on your interest so that we forge a way forward. I know that's why I actually told Mr. Paul that if you wanted to come with your lawyer, you can, because I know your lawyer will be pushing you. Is it not dunamis? Take them, sue them to court. They will pay you damages. Why should they tarnish your name? For there will be no such thing. There will be no damages to be paid. The church will not pay any money. Destiny Academy is autonomous of Dunamis. Destiny Academy, we run just sufficient to buy the food for the children in the school, pay the teachers' salaries, and then run on a minimum. There's no amount they will charge us that will be available. We'll show the bank the account details. Where is that amount going to come from? So just tell your lawyer that this is not a path to tread for your peace of mind, for your children, for your wife and yourself, so that you can move on and forge on ahead. I had even told Mr. Paul at the very beginning of the whole matter, I said, how can you ask him to leave? Where is he leaving to? Oh yeah, go give him money for house rent so that he can move out of the house. And Mr. Paul is as strong-headed as you. You know Mr. Paul now. So it's like two heads are jamming. That's where this whole matter is. For me, the first week, when your wife met me at the staircase, I said, don't worry, we'll look into it. I've not heard. I didn't know anything about it. It was your wife meeting me at the corridor, at the staircase, that I heard that there was an issue. Well, and I called Paul. I said, what happened? What's going on? And then he gave me a brief. So I said, how can you tell them to move out of the house? Because your wife was saying that they gave you, is it 4 days to move out or 1 week to move out? I can't remember. So I told him, you can't tell somebody to just move out like that. Give him money for house rent. We brought him from the house he was renting to here. So we'll give him money to go back. If that house is still available, you should go and take that house. Then any other thing, you can sort it out. That's what I said. Then everything now turned. The next thing, Paul was telling me, you took them to police, blah, 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 blah. What is this? I've been so busy. It's Mr. Paul, he came with somebody yesterday, and then he said, hey, there's this issue we'll be wanting to see you about. I said, oh, what is it? He said, no, you come back another day. I said, today that you saw me, you better tell me. So he now said, I said, no. That's not it. I've been trying to get him. I went there. I couldn't get him. And
you knocked several times.
Yes.
You were told.
I knocked, I shouted, I said, it's mommy, I'm not here with police, so I'm not here with anybody. Open the door. I want to have a discussion with you. But there was no answer, so I left.
We were not in the house at the time. My sister-in-law gave birth, so my wife was there with the children, and I was away. I appreciate you, Mommy, for giving me this audience. I still think that this whole thing is one-sided. I've known Paul Onoja for a long time. We were in the university together. And by being here, I've known all the shady things he does. I know how Paul can come before you and Daddy and make people look bad, so that those people.
Sorry, I mean, I'm
going to.
1 minute, please.
I'm just going to say what is happening.
No, 1 minute.
This whole issue. You said I was on the defensive.
Wait.
This whole issue
You don't want to listen.
is a gang up between Chioma and Paul.
You look at me like a person that listens to hearsay. I don't have that time. You don't know my schedule today.
If you see an option has been presented to you,
what I think
I think that's what you should work. Yes, work on that first. Then you can have an audience. She has a preaching. She may have a preaching engagement. So, do you understand what I mean? Okay. So, work on this option. Yes or no. If yes, you go ahead. If no, then you said no.
If no, then we go ahead.
Then another, you could now, if you want to see her on some other issues, you could seek for an appointment.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Thank you, Mommy.
Thank you, Mr. Igocha. Thank you.
Yes,
so I'll be waiting to hear from you.
Okay.
And, I said to people, if you think somebody is corrupt, it's just a little matter of time. Do you know what happened? I have a chair. Because, we stay here most of the time now. So, like on Sundays, we go there. Somebody builds a 2-bedroom for us here on the premises. He came, he sells a certain kind of block. So he said he needs a place so that he can showcase it. So people can come and look at the sample. Yes. So when he was building, like he was almost done, and then the Holy Spirit told him to give it to us to stay in. So I kept on saying that if he had told me from the beginning, I would have been part of the construction. Because now the place is so tiny. The rooms are like this. Our clothes, everything is still in our house. You know, so we just go there at the weekend, pick. I was even supposed to go to bring my clothes for convention. I couldn't go. So anyway, what was I saying? In the process of what he was doing, his engineer was changing him. So he never knew until they started the work here. The work here is what exposed the man. The man has left him now. He has asked the man to go. One day he gave him a quotation and put exactly 850,000 above the required amount. You know what happened? He submitted it, the money was released to him. The next morning on his way coming to the same place, his engine knocked. He took it to the mechanic. They told it to the mechanic. The exact 850,000 was the amount required. You understand? So I said to people, I said, this place is not where you can do funny deals and get away with it.
We have seen it several.
No, it is not. There's a gentleman that was working. As we started staying here temporarily now, we now left him there to be cooking for the security and some other people that are there, my dogs and all. They will send him to the market. He will go and still collect the food on credit, and he's with the money. It didn't take like a month or so. It got exposed. So if Paul is doing shady things, it will come out, sir. It will come out.
It's not the angle I'm looking at it from.
So whatever it is, it will come out.
It is between Chioma and Paul, who have sworn to make me suffer.
Don't worry, you won't suffer. Will you put in your resignation letter? Then you find another good job and move into it. But the way you are taking it, true, their predictions can come to pass.
They won't, they can't.
So that's why I'm advising you.
I'm just trying to let you know what they have been doing to have caused what happened now.
It's okay, no problem. I'll find out about it.
Okay?
It will be on Eneche and it will be sorted out. Okay?
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. And please, you've got to calm down because we're harboring a lot of anger and a lot of bitterness, and it's not going to help you. For the sake of your health and the sake of your eternity.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank
Mr.
you,
Paul, I appreciate you so much.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
All right.
Mr. Eneche.
Yes.
I will ask again for the last time. If this guy is guilty, why are they not reporting him to the law enforcement? Why are they not getting him arrested? Why do they want to give him disengagement packages? Why do they want to strike a deal with him? Why? Becky, why? Becky, why? How did you become this devilish? These are natures of the devil. Truly speaking, these are characteristics of the devil. Take it or leave it, but these are characteristics of the devil. Paul, you are a disgrace to the church of God, to the body of Christ, together with your wife. Everything that you stand for is a disgrace. This is too low. And to the followers of these charlatans, what do you have to say now? What's your defense? I know you still ride on, touch not the anointed. These are jackals. Jackals are not anointed, man. Wolves in sheep's clothing are not anointed. This unholy couple is not anointed. I've said it before. They don't have the Spirit of God. They are liars and manipulators. They are gospel thieves. So you make your conclusions. And we still demand justice for this guy. This guy deserves justice. And all the victims out there. This is an opportunity for you to come out. Tell your story. There's no time to be afraid. You can't be afraid anymore. The more you speak your story, the more you come out and give your testimonies, the more lives you save. There's someone who's going to stop going to this shrine effective immediately because of this testimonial, because of this exposure. So your story counts. If you're a victim, rise up. Fear no more. These are mere men with blood and flesh just like you. They'll die also. You deserve justice. Ada deserves justice. Share this video, leave a like, leave a comment. Don't forget to subscribe as we dig deeper and expose all the evil that is being conducted in the Church of God, in the name of the Church of God. It's Mr. Pull the Trigger. I'll check you out on the next episode of the Enlightenment series. I'm out.